Welcome back everybody to another one of my aviation history videos, and in this one we're going to be looking at another one of my RCAF history videos. And in this particular video, it's actually my 12th in the series. We're going to be looking at the history of 409 Squadron. Now 409 Squadron is one of those RCAF squadrons that had a real on again, off again service history. But before we get too much into these details, my name is Sean and this is Sean's Aviation. So 409 Squadron was formed on June 7th of 1941 at RAF Digby and was the 7th RCAF unit formed overseas and the 2nd Night Fighter unit, and was assigned the unit code KP. They received their first aircraft, Defiance, in July and began to train for their eventual entrance into combat. They moved to Colby Grang on July 27th, and it was here on August 3rd that the unit flew its first operational mission. It was uneventful and consisted of one Defiant flying a patrol over their home airfield. In August, the unit began to receive Beaufighter Mark IIFs, and all the Defiants were gone by September. Now, the Beaufighter Mark IIF was the Merlin engine version of the aircraft, due to the Hercules being prioritized for the Sterling bomber program. So the unit's first kill came on November 1st when a Beaufighter shot down a DO-217 70 miles south of Digby. In June of 1942, the unit swapped their Beaufighter Mark IIFs for Beaufighter Mark VIFs, these having the before-mentioned Hercules engines and a slightly redesigned tailplane for better stability. Now, these newer aircraft led to a surge in success for the unit, although as the war dragged on, the number of German night missions started to peter off. In February of 1943, the unit relocated to Actington, and it was here for the next year or so. In February of 1944, the unit joined the 2nd Tactical Air Force and was tasked with night intruder and offensive missions, and this once again brought the unit success. In March, the unit began to receive Mosquito Night Fighter Mark 13s, and by April, all the Beaufighters were gone. The switch to the Mosquito brought with it all new capabilities, and the unit began to use every trick in the book while out on missions. May 14th brought a move to West Malling, and then on June 19th they moved to Huntston. The unit saw much action over the Normandy beachhead and scored 11 kills during the month of June alone. The unit also began to intercept and destroy the V-1 flying bombs that Germany was sending towards London and other populated areas in the south of England. On August 24th, the unit moved to Airfield B-17 at Carpiquet, France, the first night fighter unit to relocate to the continent following D-Day. They then moved from base to base, following the front lines as they moved through the continent. The airfields they were based at as follows. As mentioned, August 24th, Airfield B-17, Carpiquet, France. September 11th, B-24, Saint-Andre, France. September 27th, B-48, Élysée, France. October 4th, B-68, Le Clos, Belgium. October 12th, B-51, Vandeville, France. April 19th of 1945, B-108, Rhine, Germany. May 12th, B-77, Gilze-Rigen in Netherlands. And on June 30th, they finally moved on to B-106, Twente in the Netherlands. Now, the unit was officially disbanded on July 1st of 1945 while based at Twente, Netherlands. During World War II, the unit flew 2,313 sorties and amassed 7,514 operational hours flown. They were credited with 65.5 aircraft destroyed, 7 probable, and 24 damaged. They were also credited with the destruction of 12 V-1s. The unit lost 17 aircraft, with 52 aircrew being listed as killed or missing. The post-war life of 409 Squadron began on November 1st of 1954 when the unit stood up at RCAF Station Comox as an all-weather fighter unit flying the relatively new CF-100. The unit was assigned the squadron code LP and received their first aircraft, Canuck Mark IVAs, in February of 1955. In May, the unit received the Canuck Mark IV-B, equipped with a more powerful engine. By June, all the 4As were gone. In February of 1957, the unit received the Canuck Mark V, which was equipped with the rocket pods on the wingtips. By September, the Mark IV-Bs were all gone, and they flew strictly the Mark V. In February of 1962, the unit began to convert to the CF-101 Voodoo, and they temporarily moved to Nemeo, Alberta, while 425 Squadron aided in the training and conversion to this new type. By March 13th, the unit was back at Comox with the CF-101, and the CF-100 was gone. In February of 1968, the unit was absorbed into the newly formed Canadian Armed Forces. The missions of air defense included the routine interception of Soviet aircraft, notably the Bear bomber, along the west coast as well as in the Arctic of Canada's north. In 1984, the unit moved to CFB Cold Lake and began to convert to the new CF-18 Hornet. It was then posted to CFB Baden-Sollingen in Germany as part of Canada's contribution to the NATO mission to protect against the Soviet Union. In 1991, with the fall of the Soviet Union and the drawdown of Canadian forces in Europe, the unit was disbanded. Now on July 6th of 2006, the unit was once again stood up at CFB Cold Lake when two existing units, 416 and 441, were combined into one in a cost-saving measure. Since its formation, the unit has been involved in a number of high-profile missions, including Operation Mobile in Libya, Operation Impact in Iraq, and 2 rotations for Operation Reassurance, protecting the skies over Romania for NATO. So 409 Squadron continues to fly as one of Canada's frontline fighter defense units and is one of only 2 active fighter units on the west coast of Canada. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, if you are interested in any of the content you see, you can access my website at www.seans-aviation.com. You can see all the latest pictures of aircraft and museums and the build logs of all of my current models and past models on that site. And if you're interested in any of this content, please click the subscribe button here on YouTube to follow more. Thank you very much, and see you guys next time.